This video is going to talk about other people's work and elaborate on what I think it means. Just a little bit of what I think it means, not everything. So this passport has been going around hot pink. I think that's the color. Let's turn this up a little. And I want to show you over here the eye color. This is from the World Fair. She's holding up a number, 5077, 5077. And then over here, the eye color, blue. You got three choices, blue, brown, and gray. I got this from John Levy's channel, and I think he got it from someone else's channel, but what is unusual is what I started to understand about gray. And then the hair color also is light, dark, or gray, which is odd. There's only three choices. So what I did is I went to BLM website. I'm also going to talk about crop circles, but I wanted to talk about the notebook too. John Levi found this notebook. So the notebook has some numbers on the top of it, and instructor Hissy, I think that says Hissy. I don't know what this, it looks like Hissy. Primary work. If a child can see, hear, touch, and handle, he will begin to talk. All right. Now, this is odd. Use a page for each recitation. This book is large enough and paper is cheap. Well, paper's made from giant trees. And this is just odd. It's like an indoctrination sentence. If nothing is gleaned from the recitation worth noting on this page, leave it blank. A blank page often is the most truthful record. That is weird. So basically anything you think, they're saying the most truthful might just be a blank page. So they're getting you into silence, silencing thoughts. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. You know, these thoughts are part of the indoctrination centers, which I believe were the World Fairs. When the heading above is filled out, the instructor and teacher are charged with the hour. Okay, charged with the hour. And this page shows up the account. Okay, so there's an account attached to the child, which we know from the Social Security system and the birth records. But why? And what does gray mean? Well, we've told that there's gray aliens. I think that they are going after children with gray eyes that they're claiming to be one of the most rare eye colors. Okay, but maybe these children have something else about them. And I wanted to go into the amounts of money involved in this child trafficking. I had another one up, but let's start with this. Okay, this guy on TikTok, sorry, I can't read that word, is talking about these aliens. And, okay, so you can go to my TikTok page. He starts to talk about the crop circles. Silicone-based aliens. Okay, what is weird is that these aliens supposedly left some crop circles. With faces and with the messages. And we were told beginning, when we started looking at, the community started looking into the giant trees and what happened to the giant trees, that they were silicone based. And inside the trees, they were finding gold and gemstones. And we have people like Mud Fossil University showing that some of these things that I believe to be trees are actually maybe creatures that turned to stone or petrified. I don't know what happened to our earth. I have no idea. But those giant trees in Venezuela and all over the world, Devil's Tower, they look like they were cut. Doesn't look like just a flood came by, a mud flood, and then cut in, where it looks like a laser beam came and cut the tree. Now, I don't know how many people, how they could fell a tree that large, who it would harm. It is such a large tree, and the Indians say that, and by the way, our American government uses the word American Indians to identify tribes. But when you look at what the Indian land actually is, American Indians also include Americans. It doesn't only include the tribes. So anyway, I'm just going to go into this. I wanted to show you the front of that notebook. So this is a code that someone sent up. I don't know if it's Carl Sagan, sent up to, I don't know if he did the code and sent it. I don't know where the code is. And then in response to the code, this supposedly, it actually looks like a rug, but they're saying that this is a crop circle that came from the aliens, and it looks very similar. So people tried to read what it said, and they were saying that, like, okay, so whoever did the message, Carl Sagan, I think that's who it was, said, this is what our DNA looks like. This is how we live. We are a carbon-based life form. And then the aliens came back and said, and he said, we live on, one planet. I was looking under a microscope recently on this channel, and it's almost like, because we don't know what is true right now about planets and things being round. We know that we're on a disk, flat disk. It even says so on NASA's site. But looking through the microscope, just at little amoebas and creatures, I thought that looked a little bit like a planet. I was wondering if they were photographing what it looked like through the microscope, because through the microscope, it is round. It has like a fisheye. All right. So they claim that they are silicone-based with larger heads, 4 feet tall. Silicone-based. Now, why is that important? Because when we started looking into the ancient trees and people went out and tested the insides of the trees and did things around the trees, those hexagonal shapes at Giant's Causeway, for example, it was silicone-based, not rock. I mean, it was a tree. It was a tree. It was silicone-based. So these aliens are claiming to be silicone-based. Our government calls them grays. So then going back to here, gray, blue, brown, gray, when you look up the qualities of grays, they're extremely rare. This looks like a concentration camp. I'm going to talk all over the place, but this is what we're going to do. And we're going to look into some things about these drawings. Now, this was supposedly a crop circle. To me, this does not look like a crop circle. This looks like an image made. But there are some drawings from 1967 that have a similar coding that people have been trying to read. And what they said was pretty weird. Much pain, but still time. There's going to be gift bearers. They don't believe in deception. And then conduit closing. I think conduit closing means something else than these people mean. I think it means they're not going to send any more of their precious aliens down here because the government is harming these. They're not aliens. They're children with gray eyes, and that is something that I really think is what's going on. So I thought this first, I did a video, and I don't even know if I put it up. It looks like Division 6 right here, but that could be a G or a B, I'm not sure. 8735. This looks like it says Jessamine. I thought it said Jasmine or Josephine, but there's no P coming down, but anyway. And then this is odd, Pearson, because under the law of U.S. citizenship, a person is not the same as a living man. A person is basically a corporation. So what I did is I went to BLM patent search. You go to BLM Glow Records. Oh. Session ID is not available. Search. Patents. Hang on a second. Okay, so everyone in America has these rights, and what the Social Security system has done is they've been using your Social Security system to basically take money that belongs to you in, your rightful inheritance as spoken about in the Bible. But I wonder, can we display? So what I started to do is you go to the top of BLM Glow Records. Let's see. Any state, bottom. And then I typed in the name, let's see, Pearson. And then I searched. I also typed in 5077 and the number on the front of the notebook. So this has a lot of different people, and I mean, it's a fun way to look. This is heirs of Pearson, which I believe that was a concentration camp of some kind. So CE heirs of Austin, but also it says Jazz Pearson, right? Heirs of Austin, Jazz Pearson. No images. Lone widow, right? Jazz Pearson. Hang on. And this is 5077, her internment number. 12 pages.